and gentlemen, we are back with another huge episode of Between Two Hats featuring presented by Patrick Osman and Philip Burton, blessed with another guest. This is a guest from Sydney Southwest. This guy's an absolute beast. He's an animal, internationally world-renowned, comes with a golden smile and absolutely huge appetite. This guy is ranked number 4 in the world for competitive eating, holds multiple world records from eating 51 sausages in 8 minutes, eating 70 donuts in 8 minutes, eating 354 donut holes in 10 minutes, holds the world record for pistachios, 221 in 10 minutes, holds the world record for fudge, 13.5 pounds in 10 minutes, holds the world record for chicken wings, buffalo and grilled, 278 in 12 minutes and 224 in 10 minutes. My mouth is getting wet talking about these records, and holds the number 1 Guinness World Record for fastest mozzarella consumption, 1 kilo of cheese with no hands. Ladies and gentlemen of the world, of every industry, I announce the champion, James Webb.
Thanks for having me, guys. Nice to meet you, Phil.
Buddy, that's an intro, man. Like,
Phil, I'm
holy
sweating,
cow.
bro. I'm sweating.
All I'm thinking is that all you done? What'd you do
go home
yesterday?
now. I'm going home
Yeah.
now.
Jeez. Holy cow, brother. That's legit. This is so fun. I didn't know Pat had any cool friends. And I'm like, wow, this is cool, man.
I
I
forgot,
didn't think you existed.
I'm the one with the cool friend. He's my cool friend.
I
look at
forgot
that.
the biggest announcement out of this
Augie
intro
love.
is
Augie
that
love.
James is actually also going to be the godfather of my child.
What?
Yeah.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
I'll bring the snacks.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
I was going to say the dirtiest thing ever, but I didn't just say it. I just censored myself. Oh my gosh. This is so wonderful. Oh my God.
So
Thank you for having me.
You bet, bro. So Jimmy, competitive eating, obviously it's not an everyday. I mean, we for us to come across this, in the civilian world, meeting a competitive eater, it's not your everyday thing. Bro, tell us your story. What happened? How did you find out there was one day that you can consume so much food that, you know what, I'm going to turn this into my professional career?
Yeah, so look, it is pretty random, very random. I didn't realize eating was a sport. Basically, I'm not a drinker. I'm not into alcohol, personal preference. But my wife wanted to visit a very famous winery, vineyard in Australia. So to bribe me to go, she planned a day trip, stop at the fudge factory, stop at the pub for lunch, then go do the whole cheese and wine kind of tour thing. But I was so hungry after the gym, we skipped the fudge factory and went straight to the pub for lunch. And they had a burger challenge. At that point, I didn't know what a food challenge was. And I kind of was joking around with the guy behind the bar, who actually turns out was the owner. And he had a few drinks like at lunchtime. So he took offense to me joking around about this big burger on the wall. And he got
That's
really
no big
offended.
deal. I got that. Yeah.
Well, that's kind of what I said. I'm like, oh, that's a cool picture. Like, haha, And he got really defensive and he's like, no, that's Australia's biggest burger and no one's ever going to eat it and yada, yada. And my wife's like, like, don't say
here
this
we
to
go.
James, right? I'm the kind of guy that like, if you tell me I can't run through the brick wall, I'm going to try. I'm going to really hurt myself. And now I'm like, okay, I can't run through that brick wall, right? So I'm like, let's do it. Serve it up. And the guy's like, no, you've got to sign a waiver and it's going to cost you $85 and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, the prize was $550. So I'm like, in my head, okay, risk 85, win 550. I'm like, sounds like good odds, right?
Done.
Anyway, so signed the waiver, sat at my designated table. The burger came out and the rest is history. We get 30 minutes to eat a 5 kilo, like a 10-pound burger with fries and onion rings. I did it in 23 minutes. And I took the $550, laughing all the way to the fudge factory. And the next day, I was all over the news. Man from Western Sydney's conquered Australia's biggest burger. Craziness. I didn't know what had happened. And then competitive eaters, like social media, like influencer guys were reaching out to me saying, dude, like, you're so good at this. I'm like, what the hell is this? And turns out there's a whole secret society of competitive eaters around the world. And there's food contests around the world and people watch this stuff on YouTube. And that's kind of where it started, like just a complete joke. I didn't even really have social media back then. I had a couple of like gym selfies on my Instagram. And a week later, got invited to a eating contest in Australia, not knowing who I was up against. And I pretty much wiped the
insane.
floor with every competitive eater in Australia within a week. And that's where it started. They kind of sat me down and said, listen, you're now a professional eater. Because in Australia,
Yeah, welcome to the club. You're
Yeah.
a savant.
well,
Yeah.
pretty much you have to prove yourself, right? Once you win a contest, you're now officially a professional. I'm like, yeah, cool. That's kind of cool, right? And I started making social media videos, and now I'm here talking to you guys 3 years later, ranked number 4 in the world with 7 world records and a Guinness World Record to my name.
So had you like, this is so curious, and these are questions you probably get all the time, but like your eating habits before, did you see like a normal guy, or would you just crush stuff and go, yeah, I can put it down, but not like the world record type stuff?
Well, I guess the first thing is I never really sat across the table from anyone and compared what I was eating versus what you were eating or how quick I was eating it. I kind of just ate. I guess go back a few years growing up. Obviously, I come from an ethnic background. I'm very blessed to have a very great cook of a mother and a grandmother. So I was a fat kid. There was always food in abundance in my household, so I loved eating. And then obviously I was into soccer, semi-professional soccer player. Then I got into bodybuilding. So I always ate food. I never really realized how much I could eat, but I've always loved food. And then when I got into, I guess, competitive eating, I realized like eating a lot fast is a thing. And obviously with a sporting background, you have that, you're a bit wired differently and you're competitive, right? So
Yeah,
when I
you got the
realized,
drive.
yeah, well, eating is a sport, like any other sport, you can train to get better. So I'm like, okay, I freaking love food. I can train to be a better eater and compete and travel. I'm like, all right, let's do this. And it kind of all, I just kind of matched the dots. I'm like, let's do this, man. And that's kind of how it happened. I started training to eat.
Do you still remember like that first burger, looking at it and going, no problem? Like once you saw it, it came out. I mean, because I picture like a meat patty this thick and a bun like that. It's 8 feet tall. What did it look like to you, and what were your thoughts there, man?
So like when I thought about it, right? Like, so in Australia, obviously we use the kilos and grams, but they're like 5 kilos. I'm like, seems manageable. Like, okay, like like I've never really pictured 5 kilos of, like when I thought 5 kilos, I thought like a bag of potatoes, right? I'm like, okay. When the burger came out, everyone was like, ooh, ah, like I was in a small country town. So these guys, it was like Christmas for them, right? And I'm like, I reckon I could do it. And then honestly, I never doubted myself, but I didn't really think about, hold on, before I thought I could do this, so did 55 other people. I never really thought about why no one could do it. I'm just like, yeah, I'll give it a go, like whatever. And when it came out, I'm like, okay, this is how I'm going to attack this burger. I never really thought about not doing it. I'm just like, I'm going to do this. And to be fair, surprisingly, when you sit and you eat, like when you're timed and it's a set weight and a set time, it adds a weird kind of pressure. And I'm like, I have to do this now. Like, there's no turning back. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, your competitive drive. That's the predator competitive drive kicks in, right? Like, I got this.
yeah, pretty
Let,
much.
let me just hijack this conversation real quick. So obviously I know James on a personal note. Him and I've been close friends for about 2.5 years. So Phil, you're probably going to drive this interview primarily. But Phil, I got a question for you. If you were to go to McDonald's, what's your go-to meal?
Buddy, I'm a Big Mac meal guy, right? Like this is easy stuff.
Okay.
And I'm a competitive dude, right? Like I'm just meeting your friend here and all that, but like I think I think I could hold my own with that sitting down, because I used to be a fat boy. I still kind of am at heart. And I'll sit down and I'll crush a Big Mac meal and like fries, drink, burger, 10 minutes, right? And I feel like a hero. I got the sweats a little bit after, but I think I can crush that pretty good.
Okay, so you feel like you can crush a Big Mac meal in 10 minutes, confident, no problem.
Come on.
Okay.
I'm the man.
All right, cool. James, if you were to crush a Big Mac meal, what are the numbers?
I reckon I could do 5 Big Macs in a meal in under 5 minutes.
Come on now.
5 Big Macs in a meal in under what? 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Hold on. These are American Big Macs, not Australian Big Macs, right? Like
Five
there's
Big
got to be
Macs.
some ratio. We're missing something here. You're talking American McDonald Big Macs.
5 American Big Macs from the McDonald's down the road, a
Yeah.
large fries and a large drink in 5
Yeah.
minutes.
So you can do.
Hold on. Come on now. So
Boys, let's put it to the test. Why don't I make a phone call right now? And I'm sure with Uber Eats, it will come pretty quick. I'll get 5 Big Macs delivered straight to the location, and we can go for it.
well, I want to sweeten the pot a little bit. I mean, it's easy when you're just eating for fun. I want to put a little cash on this. How about 10 grand? This is a pretty solid band here. How about 10 G's? You can't do it in under 5.
I listen to me. Do me a favor. If that's your personal money, that's up to you, dude. That's not between two hats money.
Oh, you know I'm broke. I drained the bank account for this, brother. Come on now.
That's not
Yeah, this
happening.
is-
That's not happening.
If
Hey,
whoever's buying these
10
Big Macs better not be using the corporate credit card because they ain't gonna go through.
$10,000. I'm from Australia, my friend. I'm taking that all the way back to my island.
Oh boy,
Boys, I'm
Oh,
making a
boy. I
call.
feel like I just stepped in a trap. This is
I'm
gonna
making
be
a
bad
call.
for me.
I'm getting these Big Macs. They're coming.
Oh,
our
you're
way.
really doing it.
I'm not. Let's make it happen. I mean, Jimmy's coming to the table.
Oh boy,
Hey, I know what you're up to right now, and I don't need you to ask any questions. You need to work with me. Okay.
this is so scary.
Okay.
Can you order me 1 large Big Mac meal plus 4 additional Big Macs?
So like total Big Macs.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Oh my god, I love that she didn't even ask why.
I'm
that's
going
the
to
most
need an
scary
extra
thing.
bag for that
Yeah,
wad of
she's
cash.
she's trusting me. Dude. She
Oh,
just trusts me.
no.
That's why. It's great. That's why the marriage works. That's a trick to marriage,
Oh
right?
my
Trust.
god, this is
Thank you so much.
insane.
Let's get them here as fast as possible, please.
Yeah. Oh my god. Okay. Bye.
Okay, first of all, you have the best wife in the entire world because
She
my
is
wife would have
great.
been like, "What the fuck do you want? You can go get them yourself, fella." Yeah, that ain't happening. Wow! Oh my God, this is gonna get. Oh, bye bye. I feel like I'm in big trouble here.
Phil, you're not putting 10 grand down, bro. That's not happening. He's gonna smash it. He's gonna smash it.
He really is,
Phil,
isn't he?
up to you. Your money. Do what you want.
I'm not one to back out of things. I will. Maybe it's worth the price of admission to pay him just to see this. So let's see. I'm excited. Holy cow! Literally, holy cow.
It's going to be a good one.
So we were at the James. Up to you. I don't know. I'm going to ask you questions. If you want to answer them, you answer. If you don't want to answer them, it's up to you.
Go ahead.
You made a comment, but I was going to talk about our 4th of July story because we were there last year to watch you at Coney, but we'll bring that up later on. You mentioned earlier on the podcast that you said eating is a sport, right? And then you mentioned that just like any other sport, there's training involved and there's XYZ. Walk us through, obviously you train and there's competitors and how what's the community look like and what's the training abilities for eating look like? Walk me through that.
Yeah, so look, the eating community, the best way to sum it up is political.
Really?
Like anything, there's tension. When there's money, sponsorships, rankings on the line, it gets a bit, schoolyard. But that's to be expected. We're all competitive. We all want to be the best. That's how it is, right? No one likes to lose. But that's part of the fun, right? I mean, look, at the end of the day, we're all friends. But when it comes to contest time, like there's no friends when there's money on the line or glory, let's call it. But yeah, look, we have to train. There's 2 elements to competitive eating. You've got to be physically fit. Common misconception. Everyone's like, oh no, I expect you to be a fat kid or a fat boy or whatever.
Yeah.
Truth is, to throw down 13.5 pound of fudge in 8 or 10 minutes, you've got to be fit. You're holding your breath for long periods of time. It's hard on the body. Like food sweats are real. You're huffing and puffing and just trying to,
You're pressing your system beyond what it's supposed to have.
right? And also digesting that amount of food, it's harsh on the body. So you've got to be somewhat fit. The other side of it is, okay, let's take football. You've got to go through a preseason. It's not easy. It's grueling, but you're preparing your body for when it's game day, right? So same thing, like tomorrow I'm going to attempt to break my world record of 51 sausages. Now, like you don't just turn up or just roll out of bed and eat 51 sausages, right? That's almost 3 pounds of food before you've drank anything, right? So, that's where the other element comes into it. You've got to, have your stomach stretched. You've got to have your jaw like trained. So, because you're chewing, like, let's be honest, 51 of anything, the jaw fatigue is real, right?
And it's
Also,
different by food category, I would think too. Different foods require more chewing, less chewing. So like it's like anything, you're preparing for the field, let's say like in soccer or football, the field conditions, the weather. In your world, it's what the food is and how visceral and how much I got to chew. And
yeah, and it comes down to technique, capacity, all that kind of stuff. But look, pretty much I put it down to like, let's take like a boxer or any kind of combat sport fighter, right? They put their body through absolute hell preparing. Like, I have to fast for long periods of
Yeah.
time, stretch your stomach, whatever. A boxer has to cut weight, make weight, grueling training for game day to get punched in the face. Now, let me tell you, 51 sausages, that's like punching yourself in the face. Like, that is rough, right? But it's all a part of the sport.
I can't even picture what that looks like on a plate and then thinking, I'm going to crush that.
It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, but yeah, look, it does become a lot sometimes. Like, for example, 13.5 pound of fudge. Like, man, that's a lot of sugar. Like, I just passed out on the sofa for like 6 hours after that.
Is it an immediate, like, as soon as you finish that contest, you've got to just chill, right? Like, you have to get somewhere where you can chill because your body's now trying to figure out what you just did to it.
Yeah, so like around like 20 minutes after a contest, you start sweating and your body's like, what the hell have you just done to me? And it's kind of like you get like super lethargic and a bit dopey. And like you just kind of got to adapt, I guess, because like as well, like, let's be honest, you're storing the food in your gut. You become really front heavy and you start kind of like waddling around like side to side to try and like not fall over. And
Wait, are you telling me that Pat's a competitive eater too? Because I've seen that. You just described him on a Saturday morning. So is this a breaking news that Pat's been a competitive eater this whole time and we didn't know? Sorry.
They build them tough in Australia.
Yes, they do. Yes, that's why one got out.
I remember one time, by the way, just for the viewers, James is actually at my house right now. He's just downstairs and I'm upstairs. It's just because James is competing tomorrow in Austin, and me, Kiara, our cousin Bernie are taking him to watch the comp. So the reason why I say that is because, James, do you have your timer on you?
Always.
Oh, it's actually on you.
Never
Okay.
leave home without your tools.
Okay,
Dude,
cool.
that is so cool. Because you never know when something like what's happening here.
Yeah.
You don't know when something's going to pop up.
Exactly.
And in your world, like if let's say we were a boxer or another sports athlete, you're not suddenly going to end up in a boxing match unless it's at a bar late night and that nobody wants to film that, right? You could at any moment someone could be dumb like me and say, "Here's 10 grand if you can't do it," and you're like, "I'll take that, fella."
Exactly.
Oh,
Okay.
man.
Cool. Do me a favor. I'm not bullshitting about the food, by the way. It's going to be here between the next 2 to 4 minutes. Can you make sure you put your timer on the screen? Because I need to make sure that Phil doesn't like ruin our bank account. So
I will
just
do
put it on the
this.
screen. We just started this podcast, by the way, and I'm having to deal with this young old guy, right?
The antics.
Yeah. I'm good with other people's money, just not my own. This is fantastic. Oh my God, this is so fun. So
Yeah.
like for you, you're thinking about tomorrow. Is your contest tomorrow or
Yeah,
okay.
tomorrow afternoon.
So in your mind, like you're prepping for that. And it's interesting as we talked about the different foods matter. What else kind of enters into your thinking before a contest of preparing for the specific venue, right? Or the thing, I guess.
Yeah, so it's a lot of it is about rhythm. So like, tomorrow I've got a sausage contest, but in my head, I'm not thinking about eating sausages, right? So it's more like my rhythm. So for example, I've been training obviously, so I know I need 3, maximum 4 bites per sausage, right? Before I get it down. So it's more like, okay, you got your drink. So by the way, in an eating contest, the only tool you have in your belt is your drink. So you never let go of your drink. Like it's like gold, right? It's like that 10 grand you got. You're not going to let go of that, right?
Or I had
So
it. I think I had it, not got it anymore. I think I'm
So
gonna
in my
lose it.
head, right, it's about rhythm. So it's like sausage, 1, 2, 3, 4, drink, 1, 2, 3, 4, drink, right? And it's just about, you're like a robot for like however long, 8 or 10 or 12 minutes, however long the contest is. You're all about keeping the rhythm because by the 7th, 8th, 9th minute, you're so stuffed and your brain is like, dude, enough's enough. All you can rely on is counting in your head to keep your rhythm, so you know if you're on track or not,
Oh,
right?
interesting. Wow. Now, when you were talking to Pat and you said, "Hey, I'm coming in town for a sausage fest," and he got all excited, do you think he you think he misunderstood what was happening and didn't realize it was an eating contest?
The first
I
time.
think anyone can misunderstand me and
I
Pat's
responded back
conversations.
saying I'm married, bro.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. That's right. Sorry, maybe different Pat. Yeah. He got real excited for a minute there, but
No,
yeah.
but there was this one
Perfect.
time where James was at our house, and this was back when we lived in Frisco, and we had just met maybe 2-3 months into our friendship. And long story short, I'm sitting on the couch, and it's like 11:30 at night or something. We just went out for dinner, and James ate the whole restaurant. And long story short, we come back, and then James is standing, looking, I swear to God, like Kiara right now. He looked like he was 6 months pregnant, and he was holding his hips. Swear to God on my life, I promise you. And he was like just going back and forth. I'm like, dude, what's wrong with you? Sit down. And James, he comes with a beautiful smile, but like off camera, like with me, I guess, he's a very direct guy. So the emotions come out if applicable. So he responds to me in a very monotone. I said to him, dude, sit down. And he responded back in a monotone, no, I'm gonna. I said,
Coming out.
what do you mean? Oh, you're gonna. He said, no, if I I'll sit down. I'm gonna. I have to stand, and I'm gonna move, and I've also got to clinch. I said, bro, what?
Eagle.
I said, bro, come on, don't lie to me. Are you actually clinching right now? He's like, 100%. He's like, if you ate X amount of pounds of food, what do you think will happen to you? And then just like, oh,
Wow.
Literally.
I mean, yeah, like your body wants to get it out. Like it just says, this isn't in me. It can't be in me. You forced it in there. Now let's get it out. And you have to manage that process. Not only the going in, but coming out. That's a
Speaking
trip.
of going in, I think the food's here.
go.
Oh
Hold
my
that thought.
God,
Okay.
I can't wait for this.
Hey, dude. Hey,
Pat,
dude.
he's fascinating.
Oh, bro. Hey, I think you're halfway through the camera. Do you want to come in a bit?
Yeah. Is that better?
Much better. Yeah.
You know what it is? It's this on our Riverside. Shout out to you guys. You have a great platform. Thank you.
Yeah.
But how it sets up on my regular camera,
Yeah.
I've got to move once we start filming. So
Oh,
yeah.
okay. So the food's actually there. Okay, great. So James has got a timer. So just for all the listeners, I want
Does
to
he eat the bag too? Does he have to eat the bag?
I swear to God, I wouldn't be surprised. Hey James, do you have your food skewer or no?
Come on, man. Never leave home without your tools.
Oh my God, you bro!
These two
Stop it.
These two jackals have set me up. I can feel it now. I'm about to lose 10 grand. This is it. Oh my God. This is how the Australians invade America.
I'm here playing dumb. Do you have your skewer?
Let's take
By
it
the
over.
way, James,
Ready.
professional eater, do you have your skewer?
Hey James.
Oh my God, this is fantastic.
Oh my God. So
Wow.
Phil,
Ooh.
just for the record, bro, you said you can smash a Big Mac meal in 10 minutes, and you said it pretty confident.
Dude,
with a
I thought that was a lot, like, and fast. That's a lot of food, man.
Yeah, I mean,
He's gonna make me look stupid. I can already tell.
as you can see, he's not even participating in the conversation.
Yeah,
He's
he's
in
in-
game mode.
He's in game mode.
Oh yeah, whatever we say or do while he does this,
He doesn't care.
doesn't even.
It's
No.
amazing.
No, he's not interested.
I have a question if he can answer while he's doing this, if it doesn't mess up your rhythm.
Of course.
The temperature of the food when you're in these contests, are they hot? This is hot, right? Or it should be for McDonald's, right?
This is fresh,
Or-
man. McDonald's down
Yeah.
the road. This is as fresh as it gets, I think, from
I'm
McDonald's.
actually pretty hungry.
Does
I'm not
that
gonna
matter
lie.
to you, like the temperature of the food?
To be honest, you kind of just get used to eating cold food. You just kind of deal with it, right? Like, I'm a competitive eater. I can't be bougie. Come on.
Oh my God, that's such a great answer.
All right. So as you can see, we've got 5 Big Macs, fries, and a drink. Now let me
One
just plate
sec.
it up.
The camera can't see all the Big
Yeah, I
Macs.
just wanted to prove it. I'm gonna move
I
it back.
I can see him. I see 4 or 5. I've got
Okay.
him.
Okay. Yeah,
There you
better.
go.
Better.
Wow.
Much better. Can we move them that way left a bit?
Left.
Your left, yeah.
That's it. Perfect. Great. Amazing.
Dude.
All right.
Amazing.
So you want me to stack them and skewer them, or eat them straight from the box?
I think opening of the box is going to cost you time, and I want to see how fast you can actually do this. So I think if you skewer them, it's going to be easier and faster. I don't want you to waste time opening boxes, and that's going to be like, 0.8 of a second.
And I wouldn't be so shy when you're done with this to say how delicious these Big Macs were from McDonald's, because we might end up getting sponsored for this. I don't know if McDonald's has ever had a Big Mac professional eating contest, but this might be their
McDonald's,
first.
if you're watching, let's go.
Yeah,
Let's
come
do
on,
it.
here's your guy.
Yeah. I'm more than happy to have a deal.
This is awesome.
You gonna
Pat,
say
have
that?
you hanging out with your buddy Pat while he's setting up? Have you ever tried to like fine? I'll see what I can do. I'll try to keep up and try to go toe to toe with him for a few minutes on anything, or you just look at it and go, "There is no way."
Oh no, it's absolutely a joke. It's just stupid. It's dumb. The first buffet we went to, I went to with him. He ate 27 plates.
That's insane.
I
It's
swear
like one of
to
all you can
God.
eat, and you really make him regret that. I'm putting my glasses on for this. This is too cool. I got to see this through the shades. This is badass.
Bro, 27 plates, bro. It's unbelievable, but it's to the point where I don't know. It still blows my mind till today.
Oh my God, look at him stacking to then skewer.
Strategy.
And I mean, Jimmy, you're a good looking guy. You're fit.
Yeah, he's
like,
good.
this
Yeah, he's
is
good looking,
so-
isn't he?
This
Yeah.
is ridiculous.
Fence.
This is, I mean, I'm sure you do
You're
really
good
well with,
looking. Do you bang?
you do really well with your business, but I think we just started an OnlyFans page right here.
My wife will kill me.
And tell you to buy her a Bentley. Yeah.
Touche, my friends. Touche.
Oh
Hey, look,
my
a couple more
God.
10 grand US checks, and I'm not far off.
Oh no, did I just make the first down payment on that damn car?
Oh
You won't even
my-
get me a look in at the dealership. Who am I kidding?
Okay. So what do you want to do, James? So you stated that you can complete 5 Big Macs, a large fries, and a large Coke Zero in under 5 minutes. That was your claim, correct?
That's the plan.
All right. Well, you're the boss. You got the timer right there. This is live. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Between Two Hats podcast. We are here live with JWebby Can Eat from Sydney, Australia, holds the world record for multiple titles alongside a Guinness World Record and now ranked number 4th in the world for competitive eating. On this podcast, he is about to consume 5 Big Macs alongside a large fries and a large Coke Zero in under 5 minutes.
And I was the dummy to bet against him here, guys. If you weren't watching earlier, I'm about to be made a fool of. This is so exciting. So I'm rooting for you now at this point because this is going to be fantastic.
All right. We ready?
Ready?
All right. 3, 2, 1. Let's eat, man. The time is
go.
on.
Let's go. Let's see how fast I can do this. Oh, bang. Look at that. He's getting to it. That's 3 bites. 4, 5, 6. He hasn't even swallowed yet. Maybe he has.
Let's
7,
Skewer down.
8,
Skewer down.
9, 10. So 10 bites.
What?
The Big Mac was gone.
In
Listen,
like 20 seconds, I
20
think. Or whatever that
no,
says there.
it
I
was
can't see it.
24 seconds. The first Big Mac was gone.
Oh, he's got, I mean,
Yeah.
he's gonna crush this 5 minutes. I think.
Okay.
I'm sure it slows down a tiny bit because
Yeah.
you're building up.
No,
That is
he doesn't slow
wild.
down. He doesn't slow down. No, look at him.
Oh
Look at
my
him.
God.
Look at him just eating that up, making the look.
I mean, it just disappears.
it's gone in under 1 minute, under 50 seconds. We've got 2 Big Macs officially gone. They're gone.
Here's what I love. It's a Coke or something with ice. The ice doesn't matter. He's just
Yeah.
nonchalant. No big deal.
Yeah,
You and I would have already thrown up at this
One
point.
sec. He said in
We'd be
under
crying.
5 minutes. He said under 5 minutes.
He's gonna do it
Yeah.
under 3.
Oh my! So this is he's on the 3rd one, right?
Yeah. This is he's gonna break 3. I think 3 minutes. Yeah, there you go. Poof. It's like they're just disappearing.
Was that 4 Big Macs or 5?
There was 5. There was 5 on the skewer.
Oh my! This is the 4th one.
Correct. Roger
Oh,
that.
and- yeah, and the Big Mac just turned into a small
Dude,
Mac. 'cause
look
of the
how
pressure.
he twirls, like he twists it around.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. This
Dude,
is nuts.
Dude, he's on. Okay, he's on the. That
I'm
last
just-
Big Mac. One
I'm
sec.
glad he's married because I wouldn't have to date him and pay for these dinners. Like taking
One
this guy out
sec,
to
this is
dinner is
fucking-
like $5,000.
He's gonna do it. He's gonna do it.
Oh, this is no problem. What's
Bro,
the timer at?
It's 2 minutes flat right now. He's
Oh.
on 2 minutes. He's on 2 minutes. He's on 2 minutes.
Oh my God.
He's gonna
He's
be
gonna
2
he's gonna
minutes
do it
and
under
15
2.5
seconds.
minutes.
2 minutes and 15 seconds.
There it is. Oh, did you see the waggle? He had a
The
little
waggle,
little
the
waggle to
waggle,
get it go
wheel of the
down.
tail. That's it. Jimmy, don't worry about it. You've impressed us.
Holy
You've impressed
Oh,
us.
he's doing the fries.
He's
He
doing the
crushed the
fries.
burgers.
He's
Now
doing
he's
the
gonna do the fries. Oh,
Oh, he's on the fries.
this is insane. What in the world is happening?
Oh my God, he's drinking the fries. He just drank the fries. He drank the fries.
I mean, it is by the handful. You think? I'm utterly impressed. This might be the coolest thing I've ever been a part of.
Dude.
Wow.
Do you see the waggle?
The waggle
waggle's
is my
great.
favorite. I
I
mean,
love it. Can we start it? Can you give me your waggle, Phil? Give me your waggle.
It's Jimmy the Waggle now, forever in my book. Maybe we're not supposed to talk about that. That might be his secret move.
I mean,
If
it's
the other
pretty
guys
obvious.
didn't notice.
bro.
He
He's
just
very
crushed the
waggly.
Coke.
3 minutes and 17 seconds.
Oh!
Jimmy!
And it wasn't just burgers, it was Coke, fries, burger. If we let him eat the bag, he would have done that. My God. Wow.
I told you.
Buddy, congratulations. I'm gonna
Dude.
honestly tell you that's one of the coolest things I've ever seen.
3 minutes and 17 seconds. Oh my God. Well, how fast do you do the 5 burgers by themselves? Was it 2 minutes
It
and
was
30?
under 2 minutes 30, like 20 seconds, right around
2
there. I
minutes
think.
20. 2 minutes
Yeah,
20.
it's
He
pretty
did
somewhere in
quick.
there.
5 Big Macs.
To be honest, if they didn't fall apart, I could have smashed it faster.
He was
Yeah,
rotating.
I was watching that.
He had
You
a-
were having to manage like the fact that they weren't rigid, right? Like if that would have been solid food that wasn't moving around, you'd have just been.
Exactly. That's all good. It was all part of the fun, and I'm 10 grand richer. So
Oh yeah. Oh boy, where'd that go?
Hey,
Oh,
dude.
it disappeared. Yeah,
Philly.
I hear a knock at the door. Pat's already sent a collection agency here.
Oh my
I know where you live.
God.
Oh no. I used to live here. I can't afford it now after I pay you. Here's the really fun part. Pat's going to tell you right now he forgot to hit record on that, so you're going to have to do it again.
Oh my God. No, we're sweet.
double or nothing.
Yeah,
Double or
exactly.
nothing.
Oh my
So,
God,
James,
no way.
James, let me ask you a question, dude. So now that you've just had that, how do you feel? Are you impacted? Does your blood sugar go up? Are you going to start sweating shortly? Do you need to go to the bathroom?
To be honest, that was easy. That was cool.
Yeah.
I could have done 3 or 4 times that.
Could you really? So you're looking at that going like, if this was a real deal, like let's say somebody threw 10 grand up, you'd go, man, I'll earn it, and this could be 15 burgers for 10 grand or something, whatever the number was. You could just be like, I got it.
Wait. Were you hungry just now, James? Did you you didn't know we were going to do this? Were you hungry?
I'm always hungry.
That's the best answer ever.
So you can actually eat like that at any given time.
Yeah, I mean, look, to be honest, that's not really much food in the competitive eating like scale. So like that was just a snack.
Yeah, because you eat 8, 10, 12, whatever the pounds are. That was literally for, what is that, a pound and a quarter.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Quarter pounder.
Easy.
Or no, they were
Light-
Big Macs,
light
or
work.
whatever they weigh. Yeah.
Light work.
Wow. That is interesting, brother. And you did it with a smile, but we want to talk about this waggle. We noticed there was a little waggle. Is that something that came out of this thing you're doing in this competitive eating, or is that just like, hey, it just feels good because I look good doing it?
So look, basically, when you train like competitive eating training, like basically I don't actually chew the food. I bite it off and compress it, and I store it in my throat, right? So then when you get to a certain level and you've got to swallow, you kind of swallow and push it down.
So you're taking more down in each swallow versus each bite.
Yeah, so like put it this way, every time you do a complete bite, you're wasting time. So you compress it enough to get it like down to your throat. You take a sip of drink, and then you kind of swallow and push it at the same time. So it kind of just like, oh.
This is so fascinating. So you have a strong tongue because your tongue, is that what you use to compress it against the top of your palate?
Yeah, correct.
Wow, dude. This is one of the coolest things I've ever seen. Truly. Because I've seen like the Nathans on TV, and I've seen a few of the different shows and whatnot, but it doesn't do it justice to actually see it and talk to you and know, like, you're nonchalant talking to us as you're skewering these things, and you're like, all right, it's time to go. Bink, here we go, and pow, they're gone.
It's all good fun. Actually, to be honest, like a lot of people, they say, oh, that's really easy, right? Like you think to yourself, oh, I eat a Big Mac meal. I could probably eat 5 Big Macs, right? But when they actually pay attention and it's like, wow, it's actually a lot of food. Like I just ate 5 times your McDonald's order. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, like 5,000 calories or 10,000 calories right there with all that, right?
How
Pretty
many
much.
Yeah,
calories was
I
that?
honestly, when I thought I eat pretty fast. I'm a fast eater. And when I'm sitting there watching you, and I think when I finish that large fry, that's usually when I'm thinking, oh, I ate too much because I can feel it. And you're just drinking and eating and going to town on it.
It's all part
Dude.
of the fun.
Oh my God, that was super cool. Wow.
So one Big Mac meal is 1,320 calories. 4 additional Big Macs is 2,200 calories. So in under 3.5 minutes, James just ate he actually ate 1,000 calories over the daily intake of a male.
So
which
I had
is
1,000 calories a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good odds. Yeah. It's efficient, man.
Yeah. 100%.
he just ate 3,500 calories, 3,520.
And does that fall into your routine for tomorrow? Because you're obviously in game mode. You're here to do your job and to perform and to win. That's just like, it'd be like a runner just going for a jog around the track that didn't mean anything to you.
Yeah. So like tonight, I have to cut my food around 8 o'clock tonight, so I can make sure like I'm empty for tomorrow. And obviously, like depending, like for example, like McDonald's is full of sodium, right? So I'm going to be super thirsty later. So like, long as I cut my food by 8 p.m. tonight and everything, I'll be able to hydrate enough for the contest tomorrow. Because luckily, it's a long contest. It's a late contest. It's not till 4 p.m. I'm not actually eating till 4 p.m. tomorrow. So
Oh, so you got the whole day.
yeah. So normally, like I try and cut it like 16, 20 hours before completely, depending on what it is. So, there's some contests where you drink a lot more fluid than others. So those ones you've got to be empty for longer because, like, for example, like let's take sausages, right? Say I eat 3 pound of sausages for argument's sake. I'm not going to be taking in too much fluid because like, it's not like take donuts, right? Every
Yeah.
second bite you're
Gotta just
drinking and it soaks
drench 'em.
up like a sponge, right? So let's take the donut contest. If I'm eating 3 pound of donuts, I'm also consuming like half a gallon of fluid. You know what I mean? So different contests, different preparation, but like, for example, tomorrow won't be much fluid intake. It'll just be a bunch of greasy
that-
sausages. So yeah, today won't really impact me much.
Are you going to eat more later on tonight?
Yeah, so I have to like fill up a bit and make sure I get the bit of stretch in my stomach. So I've always got a
Well,
good
what do you-
stash.
So, okay, so you're doing snacks, or you can do a main meal?
It depends. I got some cookies and bagels and stuff just in case. Always
you-
keep snacks on hand.
Do you get your food comped? Like, so as a competitive eater, right? Because you got to eat a lot. I mean, you got your tools is food and you got to go to the store. Do you have companies that sponsor you for that stuff? So like if you're going to prep for a contest, you can go buy, how does that work? I guess I don't know the right question to ask there.
Yeah, so look, I'm very fortunate. So look, obviously for a living, I make like social media content. So for example, like obviously being the guy from Australia, going to America and like sticking it to the Americans, right? The Aussies love it. So like, for example, leading into the chicken wing contest in Miami, which was 4 weeks ago, I had every chicken wing, any restaurant or bar that served up wings, they just wanted me to come and eat wings at their restaurant just
Yeah.
to say, you know what I mean? So
Yeah,
I'm
they
very
get you on
lucky.
their social media, and so you're just prepping by eating their free food.
Yeah, I'm very lucky like that. And I also have a couple of sponsors in Australia which pay me, for example, to say, hey, this meal is sponsored by XYZ.
Yeah.
And they give me the money and I can buy whatever I want with it. I'm very lucky I'm in that position, and it really does help because like you said, eating can get expensive. Prepping for a contest, like let's take chicken wings. I ate chicken wings for a week straight. Now like pounds and pounds of
by the pound.
right,
Yeah.
exactly. Not a serving size of 6 or 12. I'm eating pounds, right? So do the math, right? That's not cheap if you had to pay for it out of your own pocket. So I'm very lucky in that respect.
What's so interesting about this too is we're talking about the science behind it and you being fit and good looking. And, most of the other competitors I see on that space are fit. They're not large people generally. I'm sure there are some that are, but the people I'm thinking of aren't. It's that fasting because you do fasting really. And so many people who are training or trying to get into shape will do that intermittent fasting. And that's in essence what you do, because you won't eat after 8 o'clock and you won't eat till you eat tomorrow at 4.
Yeah, and truthfully, like some contests, you're fasting for a couple of days straight, preparing yourself. So yeah, honestly, like that's probably the most common misconception. Everyone's like, "Oh, competitive eater, you should be fat."
You got to be a big fat boy.
But truthfully, the fact is, right? We've all come from a sporting background. All the top guys and girls, the top eaters in the world, have a sporting background. Now, let's be honest. Like every sport, if you want to be good at it, there's something up here that's a little bit different. You know, you're a glutton for punishment. You love the pain, right? So whether that's a preseason or preparation for game day, it's the same with eating. Like we go for days with just drinking fluid, days without eating, to be, going from starvation mode to like
Yeah, the gorging.
complete over full mode in the space of 10 minutes, right?
Is there a food that I mean, I'm sure there's every contest imaginable, but is there a food that you haven't crushed that you're like, man, I would love a contest with the top guys in the world or girls at this food? Is there something that's lingering out there that hasn't been done?
Yeah. So look, obviously there's a lot of contests out there. To be honest, I've done probably every food, but it's more like certain people don't compete in certain contests. So I'm the
Got it.
kind of guy, I'll compete in every contest because I'm competitive, right?
You want to challenge
So
yourself.
right, always, to be the best, you gotta beat the best, but also get beaten by the best, right? So I'll
Yep.
go to any contest just because I just want to compete. There's other people that won't compete in certain foods and stuff like that. So, for example, like let's take Joey Chestnut, best eater in the world, the GOAT, no, undisputed, right?
Yeah.
He's so good at hot dogs. Like no one gets close to him in hot dogs, right? But I've actually beaten him a few times at a chicken wing contest.
No
But if you
kidding.
look at so obviously the hot dog contest, everyone's competing for that because that's like our Super Bowl, right? So, but see, coming from Australia, we don't eat hot dogs. I actually despise hot dogs. I don't honestly. For the life of me, how Americans will go out and spend money on hot dogs is mind-boggling. Like
They're
it is in my
they're
opinion,
disgusting.
one
Yeah.
of the worst things to eat, right? But
I
to you
love
Americans,
they're
it's a
amazing.
delicacy, right? And
Oscar.
no, see, no, it's not my thing.
Oh,
And so I would love to compete against the best. So, let's take last year, right? Let's take the top me, there's Jeff, there's Pat, there's Joey, there's Nick. Take the top 5 of us in the world, right? I would love to do I guess like a contest where there's, we do one round of hot dogs, one round of
Multiple
wings.
foods, right?
Yeah, right. So
Yeah,
if we
like
did
a
different
round
contests,
robin.
like
That's
a mini World
interesting.
Cup, right? To see truly overall who's the best,
like a
that would
marathon.
be freaking awesome. And I'm not saying that I would be the best, but it would be a
But you
more
want to
fair.
compete in that arena.
Hell yeah. Like I want to compete because that's the thing. Like Joey, I beat him at wings, but like he didn't do the
Can't beat him
donut
on wings.
contest,
It's
right?
like a triathlon, right?
Correct.
He might be the better swimmer. You're gonna
Bro,
outdo him
hey,
in the run.
Phil,
I'm a two hat sponsored contest is coming up. I feel it.
eat-a-thon. Between two
Eat-a-thon.
hats,
Yeah.
eat-a-thon. We put it together. You have hot dogs, wings,
It's all the
sushi.
food. It's how much food will fit into an upside down cowboy hat, and times five different stations. We're on it
Dude,
now. Breaking news right here. Sponsors welcome.
100%. That's live,
It
dude.
would be a
Investors,
cool concept.
maybe
It would
you.
make an
Yeah.
awesome video, that's for sure.
Buddy, I love that too. So like, here's what's really cool for me is you're fantastic. It's amazing what you do, but you're also wanting to innovate your sport now. You just talked about something that I guarantee you've probably talked about before, but somebody's going to make it happen for you because it's a new spin on the old game, and it challenges those other eaters to say, okay, what do you really have? You might be the hot dog guy. Let's see if you're the all around guy or girl.
But that's too truthfully, right? Like that's why I compete. Coming from Australia, I have no expectation because no Aussie has ever done what I've done, right? Let alone participate in the major league, let alone win a major league contest, let alone break a world record in the major league, right? So for me, I constantly just want to stack up against the best, right? But I guess, look, I love this country, right? But you guys take a lot of things for granted. The fact that you guys have a major league eating league and you can just compete at any given time you want. And if I don't want to compete this weekend, I don't need to compete sort of thing. Like, obviously you guys are very lucky and spoiled in that respect. But me coming from Australia, I want to compete all the time against every single eater. Like there's no one I'm afraid of. I just want to see how I go against them. So yeah, I'm hungry. I just want to stack up and just see how it goes. And I think because the Americans have done this for so long and they have the contest in their backyard, they take it a little bit for granted and kind of pick and choose their contests, which they can do, of course.
Is
But I
it
would
an
just
American thing? Like, is
yeah,
it the Nathan's hot dog contest that started everything? I don't know the total lineage.
yeah.
I
So
just know
look,
that's a very long running contest.
competitive eating is massive in Japan, but Americans, you will turn anything into a sport. Any excuse to chant and cheer, yell, drink, you guys are across it, right? So
Oh, that's so great.
you guys took something like mukbang starting in Asia, Japanese, like where they eat the big meals and just kind of eat, right?
Yeah.
But you Americans, sports entertainment, you guys like weaponized this concept and turned it into a full-blown sport, pegging people against each other
Yeah.
and putting money on the line, right?
That's
So
so
World
sick.
dominance.
full
Yeah.
Love it.
amplified everything, right? And truthfully, like the American way, like you guys love the hype, you guys love the banter, you guys are next level crazy, right? Like what you guys call normal as an Aussie, I think is mental, right? So it's
Yeah.
cool. Like Nathan's last year, there was between 40 and 50,000 people there in a crowd on a steaming hot
To
day,
watch people eat a
right?
disgusting,
But you guys
meat
just get
meat
around it.
stick. Yeah.
People that don't know me from a bar of soap are chanting my name and just yelling, like it's cool. So I would love to see the top people in around the table with a bunch of different events. And like, if anyone can pull that off, it's the Americans because you guys just,
So
if,
cool.
if it was a freaking eating marathon, you guys would literally stay up all day to watch us do this
Oh, 100%.
craziness.
That is so cool. Do you get recognized? I mean, you're a celebrity, you're on social media, obviously in your sport, you're very well known. How often do you get recognized on the street? I'm so curious about that. Like,
Honestly, it blows my mind. Most days when I'm out in public, people will come up to me and just, it's actually crazy. Like, you know what? Like, obviously, I'm very lucky that people want photos with me and stuff, but it's blown my mind the people I've gotten to meet okay, I'm a bodybuilding nerd through and through. Since I was 16, I loved bodybuilding. And one of my favorite bodybuilders of all time, his name is Branch Warren. And he's like in his late 40s now. He's one of like the goats of bodybuilding. Like when I was 16, I had a poster of him on my bedroom door. He came up to me at a gym in Dallas and tapped me on the shoulder. And he's like, "Hey, mate," puts on an Aussie accent and goes, "I love your videos." And I'm
stop.
like, "Dude, you're Branch Warren. How the hell do you know who I am?" Right? So yeah, I get recognized by all kinds of people, and it's the craziest feeling because I'm like, I'm just a dude that likes to eat. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I
And
don't.
one of your heroes recognizes you.
Yeah, it's been a
That's
wild
super
ride. And
cool.
even when a kid comes up to you, a kid's like, "Oh my God, like I love your videos. Can I have a photo?" I'm like, "Really? Me?" Like, hell yeah. Like, it's really cool. Honestly, like, I get recognized, especially when I'm home in Australia. Like, even like pro athletes, like football players will come up to me. And I'm like, "Whoa, you actually pay attention to what I do?"
That's
It's
pretty
crazy.
cool. I can already tell getting to know, I mean, Pat's known you for a long time. You're very authentic. We talk about this in our podcast when we're talking about the folks that we work around. And there's no wonder why you're as good at what you do as you are, because you're an authentic person. Like you have that spirit, that energy you're putting out. Like you don't do this to be rich. You don't do it to be famous. You do it because you love it and you enjoy sharing it with others. Like I can tell right now, this conversation is so genuine and you're making our day, and whoever's listening and watching to this, you're going to make their day. And through your social media, I can't wait to connect to it and see all these videos, because I'm probably going to spend the rest of my night watching you.
I appreciate that.
I'll
Thank you.
probably have my clothes on for the first half of it, but the rest of it gets a little weird. But yeah,
Hey.
this is super cool.
So I want to share a quick video. It's not of James eating. We just saw that live. But last year, Kiara and I actually we joined James for the 4th of July contest. And it was interesting because we were there waiting, for the big moment. But before that, they actually had a chugging contest. So what they did was they chugged. James, how many liters is it?
It's a gallon.
So it's a gallon. It's a gallon of lemonade.
Yep.
And I think, what's his name? Mad Libs?
Badlands.
Badlands. So he won and he did it in, I don't know, 30 seconds or something. But there was a guy competing against this guy, chugging the lemonade. Anyway, long story short, he couldn't handle the heat. So I'm recording this thing, and all of a sudden, he just absolutely starts vomiting all over the shop.
It was like a
And
hose.
and he's
Oh
projectile
my-
vomiting, and
Oh,
the
it's like a
crowd
fountain coming out.
The crowd is going absolutely crazy. I'm actually going to share my screen right now. We're going to play the video right now on the podcast.
Oh, I can't wait.
It is freaking unbelievable. I love it. So let me just select this. Okay. Can you guys see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Oh,
Now
yeah.
watch this. Is great.
A lemonade fountain.
Oh, man. Violence.
Okay.
Oh.
He covers his hand. He covers his mouth with his hand. That's Kiara.
Oh my God, that's insane.
Oh, no.
Wow.
Disaster.
He's still
And-
going. Phil, he's still going. He
Oh,
looks
he's
like-
still, yeah. The other guy that's helping him, he needs a new pair of shoes for sure. Unbelievable. So
Oh,
this was
man.
before you guys were gonna do the hot dog part. Like this is just for fun and
Yeah, that's
stretching
the
out your
chugging
stomach.
championship. That's like the warm up.
Yeah, to stretch out your stomach and get prepared or whatever.
That was funny, man. That was that
Wow.
was
I
such a
love it's like
humbling.
the
Yeah,
you
he's
know,
heavy.
get rid of the Holy Ghost, it's coming out. Yeah. That is so wild. I think, I mean, at some point, Pat, you and I are gonna have to have some sort of little contest to see because I've
Of
never done that.
course.
I've never tried to eat beyond what I think I could eat. I might want to take you down. We might have
My
that's-
record for chicken wings is 23.
Okay. I don't even know
In
if
a day.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
like
It was 23, and it was my record was set at in Dubai at James. What's that restaurant? That guy I connected you with him, Ali. What's that
Oh,
restaurant?
yeah. I remember that. It was called,
Gangster
fire.
Wings.
no, some,
was it the
yeah, I remember-
manhole?
the green
Manhole?
place,
Is that
right?
the name of it?
No, fly, not wing, Wingster.
Wingster. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, 23 wings in a day. Tough guy.
Yep. Tough guy
Yo,
over here.
you can win your money back.
I'm gonna try. I don't know where I'm going tonight, but I'm gonna go somewhere and try something. I'm gonna grab some sort of food and see how many of it I can eat, and then
Can you promise me you're gonna do that, please?
I will.
Come on, dude.
Promise
Promise
me.
me.
Or it didn't
Is-
happen.
Because I like even right now talking about it, my stomach hurts because I'm thinking of what it's gonna feel like, and then I don't know that the backside of the program is gonna come around as soon as yours does, and I'm gonna be sitting there for an hour in agony. So I'm like mentally preparing myself for what that's gonna look like.
Hey James, do you mind if I share like what me and Kiara did the first time when you came to our house? I don't know, you probably don't remember, but
Go for it.
you don't care. Okay, so long story short, so the big question when it comes to competitive eaters is what happens on the backside. That's the big question, and no one brings it up, right? I mean, I guess they do, but on this podcast we bring up everything. So the first time James goes to a comp and then he's staying at my house, and all my friends are saying to me, I'm telling them, I got a competitive eater staying at my house, and they're like, dude, like, how's your plumbing? Like, you know what I mean? Like, everyone's asking me
You're
questions.
gonna
I'm
spray
like- I'm
paint
like,
your bathroom after.
yeah, I'm like, what's gonna happen? So long story short, we were living in an apartment at the time, and
Oh.
then he's like, hey guys, I got to go to the bathroom, and we was a small apartment, we could hear everything. So then he goes into the bathroom, and Kiara looks at me, and she's like, hey, he's in the bathroom. Pause it. So we put the
Oh my
TV
God.
down because we want to hear this guy.
Yeah, you're like 2 little kids, like, oh my God, what's this gonna sound like?
Yeah, because like the regular sound is only 1-2 explosions and you're
Yeah.
done. And when James went for it, it was like Dr. Dre was mixing a beat again, like back in the 90s. Like it was just like it was but
Oh
he
my-
doesn't make any verbals. There's no verbal sound from him. It's all from the other hole, not this hole. So
Yeah.
he's just like, oh man,
Well, he's
was
probably sitting there like a Zen master, just like,
yes,
yes.
Trying not to
He-
suffocate.
yeah.
So
So
be with my
basically,
butthole. Yeah.
So think Phil Hot Yoga Face and then Jim.
Oh my God, this is like unbelievable. Do you guys, when you're up there on the dais or on the stage and you're together, like you guys sit around and swap stories about all this stuff? I'm sure, like that's got to be the topic of how bad was that? Each food's got to be a different experience too.
That's
I would
actually
think.
true. That's
Yeah,
true.
like, to be honest, right? There's a few of us that are like, we're buddies, like outside of competitive eating. So we kind of, we talk, whatever
share
whatever.
more.
Some guys are very private actually. And like obviously like look what I do, man. I don't take myself too seriously. I just want to have a laugh. Like, whatever, man. Some people really get like offended about it and they just get up and leave the conversation.
Yeah.
They
Those
can't
are the
handle the
guys
heat.
that pretend like their wife never goes to the bathroom, right? Oh, my
Oh,
wife
yeah.
never. I've
Yeah,
never
they're the ones that
secrets.
pretend. Yeah, you know what I
Never
mean? So like
happened. Yeah.
each to their own, I guess. I mean, look, let's be honest. When
Food.
you're consuming that amount of poundage of anything, and it's gonna fly. Like just how it is.
Literally. Have you had any like Kohler or Moen or any of these companies that make toilets come out to sponsor you? Like that
I
may
wish-
be a missed sponsorship.
Man, I wish there was a wet wipe sponsorship that would hook me up.
There you go. There you go.
Wet wipes.
Wet wipes or
We're
a
calling
bidet
you out.
company. You need
Oh,
a bidet
bidet.
company.
Hey, Wet
Please.
Wipe, prove how
Or-
good your product is on Jimmy's ass.
Wow. We'll put that to the test. That's amazing, brother.
Yeah. That's incredible, dude. Hey, Jimmy, didn't you knock out a 13-pound brisket in 4 minutes? I think.
No, I did. Yeah, so 13-pound brisket in just under 15 minutes.
Oh, okay.
15.
Yeah, that one.
I
That one.
wish 14 pounds in 4 minutes. That would be be record time.
Do you enjoy like now the taste of food? Like when you go to dinner, I know you're eating the train a lot of times, but do you just still enjoy food?
And I love food. So
Yeah.
like, I think the best way I can describe it, right? So I love motorbikes. I have a need for speed, right? So when I first got a motorbike when I was 18 years old, and you get your motorbike license and you're just doing the speed limit, you're like, oh, this is the best. Like this is
Yeah.
a thrill, right? Then you
Free.
get older and you get a Ducati, 1,000 horsepower bike, and it's just like, I can do faster than the speed limit now, right? But you have just as much fun, if not more fun, than when you first got your first ever bike and bike license, right? So now,
You still enjoy it as it changes. You're still enjoying the
right,
the
but
thrill.
because I can eat more, a lot quicker, I also taste a lot more and a lot quicker. So it becomes more fun and I actually enjoy food more. On the flip side, if you give me a really bad meal, I'm going to hate it just as much, right? But when I go out to a nice restaurant and I have a nice meal and I can order the whole menu and comfortably eat it and taste test everything, hell yeah, it's a good time.
Well,
Have you actually done that? Sat down and ordered the whole menu and ate everything at a restaurant that they have?
Well, you know what? It's funny. So for example, actually, we went out for Pat's birthday last year, to a pretty fancy steak place, and
Which
obviously,
Del Frisco's?
yeah, Del Frisco's. Right?
geez.
So obviously, me and Pat are from like Western Sydney. There's not really any fancy steak places where we grew up, right? So, but I love steak, and Pat had never tried wasn't sure which kind of steak he was going to get, and I'm like, you know what? Let's just get. There was 3 of us at the table.
In them all.
Let's just get 4 steaks and share it, right? Like get 4 different steaks. Whichever one you don't want, I'll finish.
I'll
and,
eat
like,
everything. Yeah.
So it kind of works out well because like we just turn the table into like a buffet. And like my wife, for example, the most indecisive person you ever meet. But I'm just like, let's just order a bunch of things and share them. And whatever you actually feel like, you can finish. Whatever you don't
That's
want,
really cool.
pass
We
it to
do
mine.
that. We do that too. We've been out to dinner a few times with clients and stuff, and I'm a family style guy, right? I want to order things. Everybody orders their entree, but let's say there was a fish or something that the waiter says you got to get that, but don't order it. Order a couple of fish, throw them in the middle, little bites of everything. Like for us, we're not crushing it, but having that family style experience of everybody getting a little bit of something is really cool. I love that you kind of do that same thing with your friends.
And there's definitely no wastage when I'm around.
Well, here's the thing too, when you return a meal, it's like, yeah, the 15th steak was a little undercooked, so I'm going to return it. Like they're like, oh my God. I think we need to do a video of us going to a restaurant with you and you sit down and you say, I'll take one of everything on the menu and we watch you eat it.
So-
We do it with you, like literally every dessert, every salad, everything. And it might take an hour. I don't know what, it's not about the time. It's about the fact that you can eat an entire
Get the
menu.
reactions.
Yeah, an entire menu, and watch that. Like we're not going to set this up like the restaurant knows. We're going to record this guy's face of like, oh, that's funny, sir. Which salad would you like? I would
All
like
of restaurants.
everything on your menu.
Yeah. That's actually one of Jimmy's products.
What is?
At that. So outside of competitive eating, James actually gets invited to multiple different restaurants all across the globe. And he goes to their restaurant and he showcases every menu item and eats every menu item.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I truly didn't know that.
He does that
wasn't
full time.
set
So
up.
outside of, is that right, James? Like outside of competition. So you work, obviously you got sponsorships and then you've got, companies sponsor you, food companies sponsor you. You've got camera companies sponsoring you. You've got And then you
so when I create my content, right, like obviously what you just saw was like a food challenge, right? Like smash a bunch of food real quick, haha, James just ate 5 Big Macs. But, in the social media world, I'm basically a virtual menu board, right? So like, in social media content creation, in the food world, there's a lot of like bloggers and reviewers and whatever, yeah.
Yeah.
But let's be honest, we all know a lot of when it comes to the bloggers and stuff, the restaurants are putting on like a bunch of food and they take a few photos, whatever. They
Yep.
don't actually eat all that food.
Yeah.
So
They're
like,
getting paid to sit there and look like they're eating it.
right. And let's be honest, it's very easy to touch up and Photoshop a photo. So you can turn, this burger into like a jumbo burger on Photoshop if you really wanted to. But actually, I'm like a virtual menu board. Restaurants will put down 10 or 15 or 20 dishes in front of me. And from left to right, I just work my way across the screen. And
That's
in my
super.
actual videos, I don't have to talk all that much because like, for example, right, let's say, a slice of pizza. If I pick up a slice of pizza, you can visually see A, how big it is, B, does it look appetizing? And look, let's be honest, when you go out for pizza, the difference between a good pizza and a bad pizza is if you pick up the slice and when you pick it up, the toppings are still on the slice, right?
Yeah.
An average to low end pizza, you pick up the slice, you got the dough in your hand and the toppings are on the table, right? So I don't even need to say this pizza's put together well because I pick it up and I just eat it, right? So the people can make their own decision on, hey, that looks good or that doesn't look good, right? I don't need to say anything. So that's kind of like my niche because I can eat, a lot of
Yeah.
food. I'm just like a virtual menu board now.
That's really cool. How fun, man. Like
Yeah,
this,
it's
I had no
mind-blowing.
idea how
mind-blowing. I swear to
the
God.
depth of this really was for you. And, your personality is stellar and off the charts. And it's a really cool insight into what this world is.
I appreciate that. Thanks for taking an
Yeah.
interest in this craziness, right?
Oh, first of all, I'm going to like everything you got. I'm going to go watch it. I'm going to stalk you a little bit. It's going to get weird. You might have to get a restraining order, but that's just par for the course. Just get used to it.
Works
That's
for me.
so Instagram and all social media handles, I'm pretty sure are at JWebby can eat, right? Primarily,
Yep.
for the most part. It's all unique for each one. But yeah, James has over 2 million followers worldwide across all platforms. And on that note, we're going to wrap it up. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning to this episode. We set some awesome expectations for Phil. So next time, Phil can come with his big chest and his big mouth and his big tummy.
And his
And
big
his little
bash.
bank account, because his bank account's empty now, thanks to James.
Yeah.
We appreciate you guys. We appreciate you guys listening. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, this is Between Two Hats presented by Patrick Osman and Philip Burton with our beautiful and awesome, huge eating guest, JWebby Can Eat.
Thanks for having me,
Thanks,
guys.
brother.
I appreciate it.
See you guys.